Hey guys, welcome to another mental health video. Today I'm doing a video because we had a situation in town where a young man kicked his girlfriend's door in. This is a true story. It happened in our town. Kicked the girl's door in, and apparently the police got called. He said when the cops show up, I'll probably be in handcuffs because my girlfriend is, I think he used the word crazy. He said his girlfriend was crazy, so he was going to end up in handcuffs. I'm telling you, if you have girlfriends like this, I've dated several girls that were mentally ill, several of them, several. It's just bad luck, honestly, because you never know what you're going to get when you're dating people, right? You don't know if they have a mental illness when you date them. But the reason why I'm sharing this story is because even me and my girlfriend, we've had a few issues, and a lot of times it's completely things that are not happening. Like today, I went for a walk. My girlfriend got upset. I went for a walk. She thought I texted my old friend Andrea, which I haven't spoken to her for probably 6-7 months. And then she wanted to kick me out of the house. When I got back, my clothes were outside and she locked the door, locked me out of the house. I'm smart nowadays. You know, that's why I'm a pretty trustworthy person in the community, because I am smart. I don't like to go to jail. I've been to jail twice. It's not fun. It's not something I would wish on anyone. Being locked in a cell is not fun. Like I said, I've been to jail 2 times. So I'm trying to keep myself out of jail. I like my freedom. The reason why I'm sharing the 2 stories is because one guy's not in jail right now. Same type of situation. One guy's not in jail. The other guy's in jail because he lost his temper. What did I do this morning, guys? We had gotten in an argument over something stupid this morning. When my girlfriend started to escalate, I got my stuff on. I looked at her daughter, said, "Can you go upstairs with your mother and hang out with her and help calm her down? I'm going for a walk." Within minutes, I'm outside going for a walk. On the way out, she threatened to call the cops on me, even though I hadn't done anything wrong. This is what happens when you date a mentally ill girlfriend. They're going to call the police on you for no reason. And a lot of times the cops know these women are crazy, so they cut you a little bit of slack. My girlfriend is actually a wonderful person. I love her a lot. I care about her a lot. She has so many good sides. She's a really good person. She's a really good mother. But she has her own share of mental health issues, just like a lot of people. She has her own share of mental health issues. One is she has a bad temper. So when she gets upset, I have to constantly go for walks. I have to constantly leave the house. Last Thursday, we got in an argument. I had to leave the house and go home to my house and stay the night at my house. This is why I have my own house, so I have a place to go. But the reason why I'm sharing this story is mostly for the younger adults, 18 and up. You guys are just getting out of high school. You're becoming adults. And I want you to learn a lesson from this old man. I'm 43 years old. If you want to keep yourself out of jail, you got to do the right thing. You got to get your shoes on. If your girlfriend is mentally ill and flipping out, get your shoes on and go for a walk. Because what did this other young guy in our town do? He explains to dispatch on the phone his girlfriend's mentally ill, and that's why he's going to end up in handcuffs. What did he do wrong? He stayed in the situation. He kicked in her door instead of going for a walk. Now the fucking guy, as we speak, is in jail. He's literally in jail as I'm doing this video. That young man is in jail for kicking his girlfriend's door in because he lost his fucking temper. When he says his girlfriend's crazy, I fucking believe him, because I've dated so many mentally ill girls. One of the girls that I dated was schizophrenic and had BPD and had bipolar. Sometimes she'd literally have me by the throat out front of my building. She ended up moving out of state, ended up ghosting me and all her other friends because she had extreme BPD with psychosis. So one day her family just picked her up and she left state, and I never saw her again. This is a girl that said she loved me. This is a girl I was having sex with, being intimate with. We had a really good, for the most part, relationship while it lasted. The problem when you're dealing with mental illness is oftentimes these relationships, they don't last. Mostly because of delusions. Like, for example, my girlfriend gets delusional. She thinks things are happening that are not happening. Like, for example, last Thursday morning, we woke up. Her son's tablet was missing out of his bedroom. She swore up and down that I had the tablet. She was getting so upset that I literally had to leave the house and go home to my house for the night. That's how upset she was. I had to leave the house because she thought I took her son's tablet. Come to find out, the son had taken his tablet to school. In the moment, I try to tell her I didn't take the tablet. I don't have nothing to do with the tablet. But because of the mental illness and the delusions, she's going to think what she thinks. And this leads to escalated behavior. Like for one therapeutic thing, I tell my girlfriend, who most likely has bipolar, most likely has BPD. What do I tell her? I say, when something bad happens, you only think of the worst case scenario. And this is why you get mad. Because before you get mad, you think thoughts. So she's doing negative self-talk. Like, for example, she's only seeing that one option, which is the bad outcome. For example, when the son's tablet was missing, she automatically goes to Steve took it. Do you see how that's a negative BPD thinking? She's not thinking of any other options. Like, for example, maybe the sister took it. He has a sister. Maybe the sister took it. Maybe he misplaced it in the house. Maybe it's downstairs. We have a downstairs. Maybe it's downstairs. She always just goes to the negative, guys. Always. That's what happened last Thursday. I literally had to leave the house. But that's how I keep myself out of jail, guys. That's how I keep myself blameless in the police's eyes. Because if they get a call, they say, what did Steve do? Oh, he left within the first few minutes. That's what the cops want to hear. They want to hear that I'm being safe out in the community. They want to hear that I'm using my coping skills, like going for walks. This is why I can keep my gun rights, guys, because I don't beat women. I don't commit domestic violence against my girlfriend, which would lead to me losing my gun rights. I'm a huge gun enthusiast. That's why every time my girlfriend, who's mentally ill, that's why every time she flips out, I have got to leave the house to keep us safe so the cops don't think I'm escalating the situation. But young people, 18 and up, just getting out of high school, learn from this old man to keep yourself out of jail. If you use your coping skills, like when you're really mad, go for a walk, get your shoes on. Like I did today, I went for a walk. As soon as she started flipping out, I went for a walk. It's over stupid stuff. She always just will just, I don't know if it's intermittent explosive disorder, which is an actual real thing. Some people out here have what's called intermittent explosive disorder, where out of the blue, they'll just blow up. That's what sometimes happens with my girlfriend. She literally just blows up. And like I said, I love the girl to death. We've been together for 2 years. But I have to keep going on these space breaks where I have to leave for the night or leave for a couple days at a time. That's why I have my own house, so I have a place to go when she acts like this. But this other young man that kicked in his door is in jail tonight, guys, because he wasn't using his coping skills, because he wasn't doing the right thing. And now that he has domestic violence charges, now he won't be able to access firearms legally. He won't be able to purchase a firearm because now he has major domestic violence charges on him. If you like your guns, guys, you got to stay safe. You got to use your coping skills. You got to go for a walk when your girlfriend's raging, or if your girlfriend's mentally ill. Like in my case, my girlfriend's mentally ill. I have to constantly go for walks because she gets delusional. She thinks I'm talking to my ex-girlfriends. Like my friend Andrea, I graduated with her in the year 2000. We've been, acquaintances. We're actually not even really friends because she does her own thing. She has her own life. She has other guys that she's dating. And because I have a girlfriend, we don't talk. Like a year ago, I was out for a walk and Andrea had called me out of the blue and wanted to visit. And I couldn't because I had a girlfriend. I think that's where today's accusation came from, is one time Andrea did call me. This was like 8 months ago. I was out on a walk, same thing, and Andrea called me. When I got back from my walk today, she told me that Andrea had called me or something while I was on my walk, which is completely false. This girl, Andrea, is blocked on my Facebook because I don't want my ex-friends, my ex-girlfriends calling me or texting me because I know it's going to trigger my girlfriend. So I have to do things to manage her triggers. Like, for example, my phone is a major trigger for her. One time she literally broke my phone in a psychosis. She was like in a psychosis. She broke my phone and I had to leave the house. Told the police I didn't want to press charges on her because of her mental illness. I was out $110 for the phone that I bought. To this day, I never got paid back for the phone to this day. Had to let that go. But this is what you get when you date someone that's mentally ill, guys. Why do I put up with it? One, I'm super codependent. I'm extremely codependent. I'll just admit it. I'm very codependent on my loved ones. Number two, I actually love this girl very much. We're very close. We've known each other for about, I'd say 15 to 20 years. We were friends for 15 years before we started dating. Care about her a lot. She has way more pros than cons. Like I said, probably 90% of the time we get along great. And then the other 10% we're not getting along. Like one thing we fight about is her smoking at her house. We fight about that. They like want to smoke in her bedroom with a door shut, and we fight about that because I have asthma. Opening the windows sometimes isn't enough with people like me that have asthma. So we got into an argument about that this week. I don't want to be around smoke. I don't want to be around vape smoke. Like her family smokes vapes. Her brother smokes vapes. So when her brother is there smoking a vape, it can give me asthma attacks. So I told her today, I said, maybe you should date a smoker, because the smoking thing and being in secondhand smoke has been an ongoing issue. I don't like it at all. And we fight about it quite a bit. Like for example, her brother vapes. So when he comes over, he vapes. And I don't like it in my bedroom because I start getting sick from the vape. We got in a huge fight about that this morning. I had to leave the house this morning. I had to leave the house 2 times today, guys. The brother, he's a good guy. He's one of my friends. I care about him. I help him out. I take him places. I take him to appointments. The brother's a very nice person. But we've had issues because of the smoking. He just quit smoking cigarettes. Now just does vape. But the vape still bugs me a little bit because of the secondhand vape smoke. It gets all in the air. You can see it under light. You can see the smoke of the vape. And secondhand vape smoke is not good for you. So we get in little arguments like that, guys, I don't know what the answer is. I don't know if me and my girlfriend should break up. I don't know if we should go separate ways. I'm like her biggest source of support because she has no vehicle. She has absolutely no vehicle. So I'm like her biggest source of support. She has no way to get around besides me. I take her kids to medical appointments. I take her to medical appointments. I take her brother and her dad to medical appointments because none of them have vehicles. I literally drove my girlfriend out of state 2 weeks ago. I spent a week at the hospital with her. She had a study on her brain because she suffers from seizures occasionally. She had a week study for her seizures. I took her to New Hampshire to get her study done, guys. I spent a week in the hospital with her, in the hospital room with her for 5 to 7 days, guys. That's because I love my girlfriend. I care about her very much. She was able to get her diagnosis for her seizures. She got her diagnosis through the week at the hospital. We had to spend a week, and she had her brain scanned for a week to figure out what was going on with the seizures. I drove her out of state, guys. I tell her no other guy is going to stick around, for the mental health piece. Like my girlfriend is severely mentally ill. I tell her no other guy is going to put up with this shit. No other guy. And it's the truth because all these guys in the past that she's dated, none of them have stuck around. It's led to domestic violence because they don't understand that she has psychosis. They don't understand that she's bipolar. They don't understand that she's BPD. So they get violent sometimes. Like she's had domestic violence perpetrated against her because often she has a really bad mouth, guys, and it gets her into trouble with guys she dates. One of the main reasons why I've stayed with this girl is because I'm worried someone's going to hurt her. I'm worried one of these guys that she dates is going to beat her up. I'm worried that one of these guys that she dates could kill her. That's how bad her mouth is. She gets super mouthy, and I have to leave. I have to leave the house to keep the peace. Have I lost my temper at times? I've raised my voice at times. I'm not perfect. I have my own issues I deal with and take care of, but I use my coping skills. I go for walks to keep the situation safe. I don't physically attack people. I don't harm anyone unless it's self-defense. This is how you stay safe, guys. This is how you keep your community safe. This is how you keep your gun rights. Don't be like that young man and kick in the door and then tell the cops my girlfriend's mentally ill because you look mentally ill when you kick in your girlfriend's door. I got locked out of the house today. I got my clothes thrown out of the house today. in baskets. They weren't on the ground, but she took both of my baskets out of the house. Because I had just brought my laundry there today. I went to the laundromat, and so I was organizing my clothes at her house. This morning, she brings the baskets out. When I went for my walk, she brings the baskets out and locks me out of the house, tells me that I talked to Andrea. Even though Andrea's blocked on my Facebook right now, out of respect for my girlfriend. I don't talk to my ex-girlfriends. Last Thursday night, when I was at my house, I was talking to all my friends. I actually had a friend, hey, come over, let's fool around. No, I can't. I have a girlfriend. I can't do that. I'm sorry. I have a girlfriend. I'm nothing but loyal to my girlfriend. Nothing but loyal. But she constantly accuses me of cheating on her. She constantly accuses me of running out with other people. It gets to the point of exhaustion. It's made me depressed. I've had times where I've been suicidal over this shit because it makes me so depressed. You know, like tonight, I'm headed back to my house because my girlfriend kicked me out of her house. This is why you want to have a backup plan. When you have a mentally ill girlfriend, you want to have a backup plan. I had to borrow money from my mom today because I literally had no money. I work at a group home. I work in 24 hours a week because I have my own health problems. I work 24 hours a week taking care of intellectually disabled adults. Had $1 in my account this morning, guys. $1. After I paid all my bills, like I just had a pretty big house expense, paid that. I think it was like $700 I had to shell out. Left me with $1 in my checking account today. Had to borrow money from my family today. A couple dollars from my family. Because when my girlfriend kicked me out of her house, I was on empty, guys, and I had no money. So I had to call my family and meet them in a local town when I was on empty and almost out of gas. Had to have a family member come up and lend me money, guys. This is why my family gets so frustrated with my girlfriend. Do I love my girlfriend? Yes. Does she have way more good sides than bad? Yes. You know, am I perfect? Not at all. But I care about my girlfriend very much. I care about her a lot. You guys know her. She's been on the channel. She's not a bad person. She's not. She's not a bad person. She just has mental health issues like bipolar, BPD, severe anxiety, psychosis, delusions. Like thinking I talked to Andrea today. I didn't. I went for a walk downtown to keep the situation safe. And on the way home, I watched 2 YouTube videos. But guys, I'm free tonight and I'm not in jail because I made the right decision. That's what I want you young adults just coming out of high school to do, 18 and up. I want you to use your coping skills. If your girlfriend's mentally ill, then you're going to have to go for those walks, guys. When she starts screaming, if she gets assaultive with you, just leave. Don't even hit her back. Don't push her back. Oftentimes, the girlfriend will attack the boyfriend, and the boyfriend will push her away. And then she'll tell the cops you pushed her down when maybe she attacked you first, and you were just trying to push her off you, and she fell down, broke her arm. Now you're going to jail for domestic violence simply for defending yourself. Maybe she attacked you first. That's what some of these mentally ill girls will do. And it can lead to jail time. It can lead to criminal charges. But guys, keep yourself safe out there. Keep using your coping skill. Don't be like that young man and end up in jail. As a final note, guys, if you need some merch, I just marked my bestseller down to, I think it's $15.99. You can check out that in the comment section. I'm going to post the link in the comment section. But I really appreciate you guys tuning in. My girlfriend will watch this video. I love you. I'm not mad at you. I care about you a lot. When you have a girlfriend that's bipolar, when you have a girlfriend that's BPD, you got to cut them slack, guys, because they're not going to be perfect. They're going to be behavioral. They're going to go into psychosis. They're going to get delusional. They're going to get like that, guys. They're going to have anxiety. They're going to kick you out of the house. That's why it's so important to use your coping skills. But I'm not going to beat a dead horse, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I was going to give you a cheer, but I'm out of coffee. Until next time, guys, please, please, please stay safe out there. Use your coping skills. Stay out of jail. Until next time, Steve signing out.